After over 4 weeks here in Portugal, it's finally time for us to show you around Lisbon. We have been hanging around town for a few days already, and this is actually the second time that we're here in Lisbon, so we decided that for this video we're going to do things a little bit differently.
Yeah, so there are a ton of Lisbon videos out there, and most of them focus on the beautiful historic center, but we decided that the world might want to see something a little bit different, so the first thing that we're going to do today is something that you wouldn't expect to see in a Lisbon video.
So we're at this place called Quake Experience, and it's exactly what it sounds like. We're going to experience a simulated earthquake, which is really crazy, and you may be wondering why. Well, in 1755, Portugal was hit by a really devastating earthquake and tsunami, and it really changed the course of history for Portugal and for the rest of Europe. So we thought this would be an interesting first stop. And I'm so nervous because one of my biggest fears in the world is earthquakes. So let's see.
It looks like we're the only adults without children, which is great, because I'm gonna feel like a kid today. So excited. Getting so nervous. Never experienced an earthquake before from Florida. It's gonna be weird.
Hurricanes, yes.
Hurricanes, yeah.
The big one destroyed everything. Buildings, of course, but also the treasures the city and its people had accumulated.
We're in a time machine.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's kind of trippy.
Scan completed.
We made it to Lisbon in 1755. This is so cool. Even the floors, the cots, fish on the walls.
Great vibes, 1755. A little Mozambican action. This is the aftermath. Everything's on fire.
There's smoke everywhere.
To watch out for the tsunami though.
We have great news. We survived the Great Lisbon earthquake of 2022. No, but seriously guys, you guys have to check out this place. It's such a fun and interactive way to learn about such an important event that shaped the history of Lisbon, Portugal, and a lot of places in Europe. Some of the most interesting things that we learned, one is that this marked the beginning of urban planning. So it made people understand that they needed to prepare for disaster. So they planned architecture, design, everything, and it inspired other places in the world to do the same, which is amazing. And because this happened on November 1st, which is All Saints Day, everyone was at church, but then the Catholic community, they couldn't understand why God sent such a horrible tragedy on that specific day. So it really made them think about science and nature and understand everything. So they started integrating more of that stuff into their beliefs, which was super interesting. Definitely check this place out. Quake is in the beautiful Belém neighborhood, which is kind of far from the city center, but definitely worth checking out. There's a car coming. There are a lot of beautiful green spaces, waterfront restaurants. There's a lot of good vibes here in this neighborhood. We really like it. Some of the places that you can check out are the Belém Tower, the beautiful San Jerónimo Monastery, and of course, the famous Pastéis de Belém, which we butchered in a video.
Check out my taste test. See where I ranked it.
We are not allowed in Portugal anymore. A 30-minute walk from Belém towards the city center, there's this place called LX Factory, and it is a really cool area. So this was an industrial area in the 1800s, and then it was abandoned, but then a few years ago it was developed to spruce up this part of the city. So now it's full with bars and restaurants and cool shops, and it's a really cool place to just sit down, have a drink, coffee. Obrigado. So we're done exploring one side of the city and now we're heading to the most famous part of the city, and the best way to get there, of course, we had to do one of the iconic trams, which are super touristy, but if you go early in the morning, they're not that bad. Fun. We actually took one of those trams in Porto, but that ride lasted like 30 seconds and this one was like 15 minutes. So we took it from the neighborhood of Lapa, which is outside of the city center, and I think that's key to enjoy these rides because not only it was like less busy, but it took like 15 minutes. So you actually like get to look outside and it's like so fun to look out the window and see like all the beautiful tiles and buildings and all the stuff. And it's not only fun, it's also very useful because we're now in Lisbon's historic city center.
We are now in Praça do Comércio in the famous Baija district. This place is beautiful. It's like right on the Tagus River, but because of that, when the earthquake hit in 1755 and the incoming tsunami came, this was one of the areas that was like mostly wiped out. Like all like the buildings were destroyed. They obviously rebuilt it in a very beautiful way. It's very like grand, and there's like grand avenues like running from here. It's like one of the central areas in all of Lisbon. It also gets like pretty hectic. So the other day we saw like 3 cruise ships like right on the dock next to us. So there are a lot of people in this area. You'll definitely have to come here. It's like incredible just like walk around the little streets and see what's happening here in Lisbon. It's the perfect starting point to visit beautiful Lisbon.
Called Barrio Alto, and it is super famous for nightlife. So the streets like here get packed with people, like bar hopping, and it's a super fun neighborhood. During the day, there's a lot of local restaurants here. So we're at this place called Adega do Tagaro, and in here they serve traditional Portuguese food, and it's like all home cooked, like locally owned. It's very nice, and it's like the best way that we can have like our last lunch in Portugal. It's very sad. But I miss the food here a lot and everything about Portugal. And we forgot to mention that they have like special menus for lunch. So like this dish, a drink and coffee, it's for €9. That's quite a deal. Coupon suffer. Quake, Aaron, if you guys have been following for a while, you know that we always shop for a magnet and a coffee mug every country that we go to. And we just found the Portugal one. And it has to be handmade, locally made, all that stuff. It's so cute. We have one more fun thing that you for sure have to do when visiting Lisbon, and I cannot think of a better way to say goodbye to this amazing country.
We are ending our 5 weeks in Portugal with a night of Fado music, and if you don't know what Fado music is, that means you didn't watch our video about Coimbra, and shame on you for not watching that video. Very much, just kidding, but Fado is like an essential part of the Lisbon experience. It's basically like a genre of music that was invented here by like fishermen's wives who were like missing their husbands that just like went out to sea to like, go fishing, or like part of the age of discovery. So they created songs of like longing, and they're super sad and melancholic, and it's an essential part of Lisbon. So enjoy Fado music.
Tenho vivido na esperança de voltar a ser criança, para em tudo acreditar.
So there's one important word that defines Fado music, and that word is saudade. And saudade doesn't have a translation to English, but it means like a longing for something that you like miss, like from the past. And this is kind of sad, but at the same time, like the perfect way to say goodbye to Portugal. I know like we're gonna feel a lot of saudade of Portugal. It was an amazing travel series. We had so much fun. We hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, I'm gonna link it here so you guys can check it out if you want to see other Portugal videos. And we will see you in the next country. Portugal, thank you. Obrigado. We love you. We'll be back. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Tchauzinho.
Tchauzinho, Portugal. Tchauzinho. We love you. Yo tengo saudade por Portugal. Fala music made me sad. You?
Tenho saudade.
I'm sad. I don't want to leave.
Okay.